There is a force within you, a presence, a power, one that commands attention, earns respect, and fosters deep connections. It is not given by birth nor granted by chance. It is cultivated, refined, and mastered. Today, I tell you this: train your mind, and the world will be drawn to you. There is something undeniably powerful about a person who enters a room with presence. You've seen them before, the ones who don't have to raise their voice or demand attention, yet people turn to look, listen, and gravitate toward them. It's not about appearance, wealth, or status. It's something deeper, something intangible yet unmistakable. It is the power of a trained mind, a cultivated presence, an aura of certainty that makes people want to be around you. The truth is, presence is not luck, nor is it something only a select few are born with. It is an art, a discipline, and a skill that anyone can develop. At its core, presence is a direct reflection of your internal world. If your thoughts are scattered, if you are filled with hesitation or insecurity, people will sense it before you even speak. Your mind dictates your presence, and your presence dictates how the world responds to you. Think of the most captivating individuals in history, those who inspired nations, led movements, or simply made an unforgettable impact in their personal and professional lives. They weren't always the loudest or the most physically imposing. Instead, they carried a sense of certainty. They believed in their words, their actions, and their very existence. And because they believed, others did too. The human brain is wired to pick up on subtle cues. Body language, eye contact, the way you hold yourself. Every movement, every glance, every breath you take tells a story about who you are and what you believe. If you walk into a room with your shoulders hunched, eyes darting nervously, your mind consumed with self-doubt, people will subconsciously pick up on it. They won't be drawn to you, they'll sense something is off. But when you enter with intention, when your body and mind are aligned in confidence, everything changes. Your shoulders are back, your gaze is steady, your movements are deliberate. You don't need to prove anything because your presence speaks for itself. People are naturally drawn to certainty, to those who exude a quiet strength. Training your mind to develop this presence begins long before you step into a room. It starts in solitude, in the way you speak to yourself when no one is watching. If your internal dialogue is filled with doubt, "I hope they like me," "I don't belong here," "What if I embarrass myself?" then no matter how well you dress, how polished your words are, the world will sense the cracks in your confidence. Your mind must be trained to believe in your own worth before others can. This training begins with awareness. You must become conscious of how you carry yourself, how you speak, and most importantly, what you think. Catch yourself in moments of doubt. Reframe the narrative. Instead of "I hope they accept me," shift to "I am here because I belong." Instead of "I don't know if I'm good enough," tell yourself "I am constantly growing and improving." This is not arrogance, it is self-mastery. It is choosing to believe in yourself before the world does. Breath is another tool, a simple yet profound method to command your presence. When the mind is frantic, the breath is shallow. When the mind is steady, the breath is deep. Before entering a room, before stepping into a conversation that matters, take a deep breath. Slow it down. Feel the ground beneath you. Let every inhale remind you of your power, and every exhale release any lingering doubt. Eye contact is one of the most powerful ways to establish presence. Not the aggressive, intimidating stare that seeks to dominate, but a calm, unwavering gaze that signals confidence. When you look someone in the eye and truly see them, without flinching, without looking away too soon, you tell them without words that you are fully present. People are drawn to those who make them feel seen, who make them feel important. Train your mind to hold your focus, to stay in the moment, and you will become magnetic. Then, there is the energy you bring. Every person carries an energy, a frequency that either attracts or repels. Some people drain a room with negativity, self-doubt, or desperation. Others uplift simply by being there. The difference? Their mindset. A trained mind does not seek validation from others. It brings value to every interaction. When you walk into a space with the belief that you have something to offer, be it wisdom, warmth, or simply your full attention, people will feel it. They will want to be around you. Another critical aspect of presence is silence. Many believe that speaking more, filling every pause with words, makes them more likable or impressive. But the truly magnetic individuals know the power of silence. A well-placed pause commands more attention than a rushed sentence. When you speak, let your words have weight. Let there be moments of stillness, moments where your presence alone does the talking. But presence is not just about how you interact with others. It is about how you exist in the world. How you wake up in the morning, how you carry yourself when no one is watching, how you stand when you're alone in an elevator, how you walk through life, not in arrogance, but in quiet certainty. When you train your mind to believe in itself, your body follows. And when your body follows, the world takes notice. So the next time you enter a room, remember this: you do not need to seek attention. You do not need to beg for approval. Simply be. Stand firm in the knowledge of who you are. Speak only when necessary, but when you do, speak with conviction. Let your mind be steady, your breath controlled, your presence undeniable. Because when you train your mind to exude presence, the world will not just notice you, it will be drawn to you. Mastering emotional intelligence is not just a skill, it is a superpower. The ability to understand, interpret and respond to emotions, both yours and those of others, is what separates those who merely exist from those who truly connect. The human mind is a complex web of thoughts, fears, desires, and reactions, and yet those who learn to navigate this unseen territory become the ones people trust, admire, and follow. Imagine walking into a room and instantly sensing the energy of the people around you. You can tell who is confident, who is anxious, who is trying to hide pain behind a smile. Most people are oblivious to these signals, but those who train their minds to read emotions hold the key to influence. They don't just listen to words, they hear what is unsaid. They don't just see expressions, they perceive the emotions behind them. When you develop this skill, you make people feel understood, and that is one of the most powerful ways to attract them. People are not drawn to intellect alone. They are drawn to how you make them feel in your presence. The greatest mistake one can make is believing that social influence comes from speaking the loudest, being the smartest, or forcing charm. No. Influence comes from connection, and connection is built through emotional intelligence. When people sense that you understand them, when they feel safe in your presence, they will naturally gravitate toward you. But how does one cultivate this? It begins with awareness. Pay attention, not just to others, but to yourself. How often do you react instead of respond? How often do you listen with the intent to understand, rather than the intent to reply? Most people live in a constant state of reaction, controlled by their emotions instead of controlling them. The mind, when left untrained, is like a ship without a captain, drifting aimlessly with every passing wave. But when you take control, when you learn to pause, to observe, to think before you act, you shift from being at the mercy of emotions to mastering them. It is easy to judge someone by their actions, but true intelligence comes from recognizing the emotions behind those actions. A person who lashes out in anger is often not truly angry. They are hurt or afraid. A person who seems cold and distant may not be indifferent. They may be struggling with something they don't know how to express. When you start to see emotions at their root rather than at their surface, your perspective changes. You no longer take things personally. You no longer react impulsively. Instead, you develop the patience to understand, to empathize, and to respond in a way that diffuses negativity rather than amplifying it. The ability to captivate others is not rooted in status, wealth, or even intelligence alone. It is in the power of expression, the ability to communicate in a way that lingers in the minds of those who hear you. And one of the greatest tools in your arsenal is storytelling. It is an ancient art, woven into the very fabric of human nature. Long before history was recorded in books, it was passed down through spoken word, through stories that inspired, warned, and connected people across generations. A well-told story does more than just convey information. It sparks emotion, creates imagery, and allows people to see themselves within the narrative. When you speak in stories, you are no longer just sharing facts. You are taking people on a journey. You are making them feel something. And when people feel, they remember, they connect, they trust. Consider this. When someone lists facts or statistics, they may seem knowledgeable, but their words are often forgettable. However, when someone tells a compelling story, they engage the imagination, awaken emotions, and stir curiosity. It is the difference between saying, "Confidence is important in life," and telling a story of someone who overcame adversity, stood tall despite the odds, and became a beacon of strength for others. The former is information, the latter is transformation. The key to drawing others in is to make them feel as if they are part of the story you tell. This is where most people go wrong. They speak at others rather than pulling them into their world. The mind is wired for narrative. When someone begins a story, a psychological shift takes place in the listener's brain. Their attention sharpens, their emotions become engaged, and their subconscious mind begins to visualize the scene. They are no longer just hearing words. They are experiencing something. This is where true influence lies. A well-crafted story does not need to be long or complex. Some of the most impactful moments come from the simplest expressions of truth. The key is authenticity, sharing something that is real, meaningful, and designed to leave an impression. When you speak, do not just present ideas, paint pictures. Give your audience something to see, to hear, to feel. Make them laugh, make them reflect, make them inspired. Whatever you do, never be forgettable. The voice matters as much as the words. The way you deliver a story, your pauses, your tone, your intensity, all contribute to the experience. Too many people rush through their words afraid of silence, but silence, when used correctly, can be more powerful than speech. A well-placed pause creates anticipation, draws people in, and allows the weight of your words to sink in. Speak with presence. Speak with certainty, and most of all, speak with purpose. Great communicators understand that storytelling is not just about entertainment. It is about connection. It is about making someone feel understood, as if their own experiences, struggles, and dreams are being reflected back at them. People are not drawn to those who merely talk about themselves. They are drawn to those who speak in a way that resonates. That means choosing stories that serve a purpose, that ignite something within the listener. But be mindful, stories must not be self-indulgent. They must serve a greater goal. A story that only highlights your own success without delivering a lesson, a struggle, or a universal truth will feel hollow. People admire achievement, but they connect with vulnerability. Do not be afraid to share challenges, failures, and lessons learned. It is through struggle that people relate, and it is through resilience that people are inspired. Every moment of communication is an opportunity to inspire, to persuade, to teach, to build trust. The world does not need more empty words, more rehearsed speeches, more lifeless presentations. It needs voices that breathe life into ideas, that stir something deep within the human spirit. This is what it means to attract others. Not through forced charisma or practiced charm, but through the undeniable power of authenticity, emotion, and the timeless art of storytelling. Authenticity is a rare quality in a world that constantly pushes people to conform, to filter their words, to polish their image, to be something they are not. Many believe that perfection is the key to attraction, that by appearing flawless they will draw others toward them. But the truth is far from it. Perfection is unrelatable. It creates distance. It intimidates. What people truly seek, what draws them in, like moths to a flame, is authenticity. To be truly authentic means to embrace your strengths and your weaknesses, to stand firm in who you are without fear of judgment. People are naturally drawn to those who are unapologetically themselves, because authenticity carries a quiet, unshakable confidence. When you are real, when you strip away the need to impress, you radiate something rare: trustworthiness. Others feel safe around you, not because you are perfect, but because you are real. And in a world where many wear masks, a genuine soul stands out like a beacon. Think of the individuals who leave a lasting impact. They are not the ones who try too hard, who force an image of success or beauty or intelligence. They are the ones who speak with conviction, who are unafraid to laugh at themselves, who do not hesitate to show their true thoughts and emotions. These people do not seek validation, and because of that they receive it naturally. They draw others in without effort, simply by existing as they are. Many people live their lives behind a carefully constructed facade, afraid that if they show their true selves, they will be rejected. But this fear is an illusion. The greatest connections, the deepest relationships, are formed when two people see each other as they truly are, without pretenses. When you embrace your authenticity, you allow others to do the same. You give them permission to let their guard down, to be comfortable in your presence. That is how attraction works, not through forced charm or artificial charisma, but through genuine connection. The irony is that those who chase perfection often find themselves lonely. They may be admired from a distance, but they are rarely approached with warmth. This is because perfection builds walls. It creates an unspoken competition, a standard that others feel they cannot meet. Authenticity, on the other hand, builds bridges. It says, "Here I am, imperfect yet whole, and that is enough." And when you communicate that energy, others are drawn to it, not out of admiration alone, but out of recognition. To cultivate authenticity, you must first know yourself. Who are you beneath the layers of expectation? What do you truly believe? Not what you have been told to believe. What excites you, moves you, challenges you? Many people never ask themselves these questions, and as a result, they adopt the personalities and values of those around them, hoping to fit in. They carve their own space, and by doing so, they inspire others to do the same. Authenticity also requires vulnerability, and this is where many struggle. Society teaches us to hide our struggles, to mask our pain, to present only the polished version of ourselves. But it is in our vulnerabilities that true connection is formed. Think of the moments when you felt closest to someone. Were they the moments when they were at their strongest, their most perfect? Or were they the moments when they let their guard down, when they shared something real? Strength is not in perfection. Strength is in honesty. It is easy to be drawn to someone who seems to have it all together, but it is far more powerful to be drawn to someone who is willing to admit when they don't, because in that honesty there is courage, and courage is irresistible. When you live authentically, you no longer chase approval. You attract the right people effortlessly. The ones who respect you, who value you for who you are, not for who you pretend to be. There will always be those who do not understand you, who judge you, who prefer the surface-level version of things. Let them go. You are not meant to be understood by everyone, nor should you seek to be. True attraction is not about appealing to the masses. It is about drawing in the right people, those who align with your values, your energy, your essence. And that can only happen when you are truly, unapologetically yourself. So the question is not how can I make others like me? The question is, how can I be so true to myself that those who are meant for me cannot help but be drawn in? When you answer that, when you embody that, you will never have to seek connection. It will find you. Your thoughts are not just fleeting whispers in your mind. They are the architects of your reality. Every thought you entertain, every belief you reinforce, and every idea you cultivate shapes the energy you project into the world. This energy is not something mystical or abstract. It is tangible, perceptible, and deeply influential. When you walk into a room, before you even speak, people sense something about you. They may not be able to explain it, but they feel it. This is the silent force that determines whether people are drawn to you or repelled by you. Imagine two individuals entering the same space. One carries within them an air of confidence, a quiet assurance, an unshakable belief in their worth. They do not seek validation, nor do they beg for attention. Yet the moment they step in, all eyes seem to find them. The other, despite perhaps being equally intelligent or talented, carries doubt within their mind. They second-guess their words, shrink within themselves, and hesitate in their actions. And just as surely as the first person attracts, the second one fades into the background. This is the law of energy. It is not luck, nor is it coincidence. It is the result of the inner world manifesting outwardly. When you train your mind to think in alignment with strength, confidence, and self-worth, you will begin to radiate an energy that naturally draws people in. But if your mind is filled with fear, hesitation, and uncertainty, the energy you emit will push people away before you even say a word. You must understand that people are not only influenced by what you say, but by what they feel in your presence. If your energy carries warmth, conviction, and authenticity, others will be compelled to be near you. But if your energy is scattered, unsure, or desperate, they will feel that too. Energy is contagious, and people unconsciously seek those who uplift, inspire, and empower them. So how do you shape this energy to work in your favor? It begins with the thoughts you entertain daily. Your mind is like a garden. If you plant seeds of doubt, fear, and negativity, you will grow an atmosphere of uncertainty. But if you plant confidence, self-assurance, and purpose, you will cultivate an energy that is magnetic. You must monitor your thoughts, guard them as you would guard something precious, because they are the foundation of the energy you project. Your posture, your tone, your gestures, all of these are external reflections of the internal state of your mind. A person who is sure of themselves walks with intention, speaks with clarity, and moves with purpose. Their very presence commands attention, not because they demand it, but because their energy subtly tells the world, "I belong here." The world in return responds to that belief. This is why those who master their internal world often seem to attract opportunities effortlessly. It is not merely their skills or words that open doors, it is their energy. The mind, once trained to project certainty, acts as a beacon, drawing others toward it. People want to be in the company of those who make them feel stronger, more inspired, and more capable. If you become that person, the world will not be able to ignore you. However, training your mind to emit the right energy is not an overnight process. It requires discipline. It requires consistency. It requires you to challenge every negative belief, to replace every self-doubt with a self-assured thought, and to rewire the way you see yourself. This is not about pretending or faking confidence. Your emotions also play a crucial role in this process. A mind that is constantly burdened with stress, anxiety, or negativity will struggle to emit a positive energy. You must learn to manage your emotions, to process them without allowing them to dictate your presence. This is why practices like mindfulness, meditation, and visualization are powerful tools. They help you center yourself, recalibrate your energy, and step into every situation with the right mindset. The key is to remain in control of your inner state, regardless of external circumstances. When you cultivate a powerful internal world, you become unshakable. And when you are unshakable, people will naturally be drawn to you. They may not understand why, but they will feel it. They will want to be around you, to listen to you, to learn from you. Your mind, when trained properly, can be your greatest asset in attracting others, not through manipulation, not through force, but through a quiet, undeniable presence that speaks before you do. Train your thoughts, refine your energy, and carry yourself with the certainty that you belong. Do this, and the world will be drawn to you in ways you never imagined. A stagnant mind repels, while a growing mind attracts. This is the simple yet profound truth that governs human connection and influence. People are naturally drawn to those who evolve, who seek knowledge, who hunger for wisdom. Growth is not merely an option, it is a necessity for those who wish to attract others effortlessly. Think about the people you admire the most. Are they stagnant? Do they remain the same year after year, unchanging, unmoving? No. The most captivating individuals are those who continuously expand their understanding, refine their perspectives, and elevate their skills. Their curiosity makes them magnetic. Their willingness to learn makes them unforgettable. To train your mind to attract others, you must cultivate a relentless pursuit of personal growth. This is not about collecting knowledge for the sake of it. It is about embodying the wisdom you gain. A mind that grows is a mind that influences. When you expand your thinking, your energy shifts. You become more engaging, more intriguing, more inspiring. People want to be around those who challenge their thoughts, introduce them to new ideas, and make them see the world differently. Complacency is the enemy of attraction. When you stop learning, when you settle into routine, when you become predictable, you lose the edge that makes people gravitate toward you. This is why so many relationships, friendships, and professional connections lose their spark, because one or both individuals stop evolving. Growth is the lifeblood of attraction. The moment you stop seeking new experiences, new insights, and new challenges, you become less interesting, less engaging, less magnetic. So, what does continuous growth look like? It is the habit of questioning, the habit of curiosity, the habit of pushing beyond comfort. It means reading books that challenge your beliefs, engaging in conversations that expand your thinking, stepping into environments that test your adaptability. It means embracing discomfort, for growth never comes from the familiar. Imagine two people. One spends years refining their skills, sharpening their intellect, and seeking wisdom in every experience. The other remains the same, year after year, never pushing beyond what they already know. Who do you think attracts more people? Who do you think commands more respect, more admiration, more presence? The answer is clear. But growth is not just about knowledge, it is about transformation. The mind that attracts is the mind that applies what it learns. Knowledge without action is wasted potential. If you read, apply. If you observe, adapt. If you fail, learn. The most magnetic individuals are those who embody growth in every action, every decision, every interaction. This is not a pursuit for the weak-hearted. Growth demands discomfort. It requires shedding old patterns, unlearning outdated beliefs, and embracing the unknown. It asks that you stand in the face of uncertainty and move forward regardless. But this is where true attraction is forged. Not in ease, but in resilience. People admire those who push past their limitations, who refuse to remain stagnant, who continuously evolve despite the challenges. Your mind is your greatest asset. Train it to seek improvement in every area of life. Train it to see lessons where others see obstacles. Train it to crave growth, and you will never be ignored. When you embrace the journey of self-improvement, people will naturally be drawn to you, not because of what you have, but because of who you are becoming.